1, 2, 3. Tag me in podcast.
On to the real deal on relationships. We're now moving slightly differently, sidestepping over to infidelity and cheating. So the questions that we asked on social media was, do women cheat more than men?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Let her finish the question.
Would you ever stay with a partner that cheated? Now, you guys can have your opinion, and I will tell you why your opinion is wrong.
Is the thing on? Do women cheat more than men? In my opinion, yes. In current times, yes. I believe maybe late 80s, prior to that point, men probably did cheat more in relationships. But since the sort of shift in sort of equality, women's rights, I do believe now that sort of late 90s, early 2000s, that there has been a shift and that women cheat more. The reason I believe that is the advent of social media, and again, just women sort of being in power sort of economically. Women are just better at it. And because of that, it becomes a problem. If a man cheats, 95%, in my opinion, he's going to get caught. If a woman cheats, I believe she'll only get caught if she wants to get caught, which isn't always the case. And if you're doing something that's wrong and you're not going to get caught, you continue. You're going to send a message to your friends which says, I've been doing this, I'm getting away with it. And then they kind of get that confidence to kind of jump in. Is it right? No. That may not always be the case. I don't believe that I know not every woman cheats. I don't believe it's all women, but I genuinely do believe that sort of women do it more so now. That's just me.
Okay.
Like, what where are you guys coming from?
Anton, what are you saying?
Because we had an episode on cheating on our podcast.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I think it was episode 7.
And
On SoundCloud. And Apple Podcast too. Anyway, I kind of said that I don't think men are very open about being cheated on. So that's why I don't think we know about it. Because I feel like if you used to be cheated on, I don't think you'd be like, Anton, listen, or whoever her name is, she cheated on me, I found out. I don't think you'd be as open, but I guess females are more likely to have that sort of conversation. Like,
so you're saying women are more emotional?
No, I'm just saying that men just have too much pride. Like they won't. Because if a guy gets cheated on, he's like, what? Someone better than me? Me? What?
I'm the best you've ever had.
That sort of thing. Yeah. So that male kind of like,
I'm ever had.
Yeah, that's
These
what I mean.
guys don't know.
But that's what the guy's going to be thinking.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I'm going to tell you, hey, my girl cheated on you, I most probably have this thought that you're going to be like, you can't work it in the bedroom. That's why she cheated on you. She got another guy that put it down.
I can see why some guys would think, I would never like, I'd obviously like, I'd probably tell my close friends and I'd hope that they'd sort of tell me, and I'd never like judge them and be like, oh, chicken nugget or whatever kind of thing. And I'd support, but I can get why a lot of guys with big egos would feel that way. But I think that ego is what would probably put them in that situation in the first place. Like whatever they were doing may not have been enough, but in their head it's enough, even if the girl said let's do a bit more and it wasn't enough, and then that would sort of lead to that. But what I want to know is your opinion.
First off, let me say that we have a poll where you guys can vote which problems affect relationships the most. Head over to TrinityTaylor_X on Twitter to put in your vote. You can also get involved by texting or calling 07951 497 878, and you can message us on Pulse 88 Radio or at Real Deal Show 100. Guys, get
100.
involved with that poll, man. We need to know. Okay, because we're already, as we was like setting up this show and stuff like that, we're seeing the numbers come in and we're like, whose side are we going to be on? Which team? And then, Anton, you're looking like the middleman right now.
I am the middleman.
But in terms of my opinion, do women cheat more than men? No.
You mean yeah?
Let her talk, man.
No, okay. I'll tell you why I think guys think women cheat more than men, and you specifically said in today's society, and that's what makes this so perfect. Is because in today's society, where it's becoming more and more acceptable to cheat, women are just being louder about it. That's why it physically seems like there's more of them that are doing it.
So people are allowed to cheat?
No, they're being louder about it. So before, where cheating used to be like, you know, you kind of like know the person down the road was cheating because while the person was away, the partner was away, you saw somebody else come in the yard. Yeah. Now it's like, I'm the side piece, and you know, like, you know, that girl, she can't say nothing to me. I be like doing this and doing that for him. You know, she can have all the drama, but he's my man, really. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. They're just louder about it, and things like you know, like love and hip hop. Love and hip hop is a very big one in terms of putting out the side chicks. Yeah. I mean, there's now actually going to be a show released at the end of this year, and it's called The Real Side Chicks of Charlotte.
Oh wow.
So yes, that is physically their job.
Wow.
They're getting paid to be side chicks, and that is the stigma that they actually want to promote. I actually watched the interview, and it was on the Charlotte the Mains, The Breakfast Show.
Yeah.
Who are the other people he does that with anyway? I literally can't remember, but it's another guy, DJ Envy,
Angela
a
Yee.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So they had the girls on there, and we had one reason, and it was basically like she doesn't want any drama. That's why she's involved in being a side chick. Another reason was she didn't know she was a side chick. She found out she was a side chick and continued to do it anyway. Another reason was that, like, literally, this girl. Okay, and I have to say, because it's context to the story, that she was a white girl, and she basically said that she grew up in the slums, and all the women in her family were side chicks, and that's how she became a side chick. Like, it's in her blood.
Okay.
Because she grew up in the slums, and because all the women in her life previously were side chicks, that's how she became a side chick.
But what I need to know is, how have you gotten to this point in society where being a side chick
I'm
is
thinking
just...
turning off that TV.
Yeah, but like side chicks are actually literally putting the pedestal higher than a wife, and like I just don't get how messed up we've become in society.
Well, see,
It sounds like you're encouraging it, innit? By creating a TV show.
Yeah. It's like saying if you're a side piece, you can get a bit of fame.
Why
and a
don't
bit
you
of
apply
money.
here?
literally, that's what they did. I mean, even in I don't know if you guys know Scissor.
Yeah, oh, I love it.
Absolutely, I love
love
is it Control? The Control
Yeah,
album?
albums.
Oh, part of TV.
So if you guys don't
banging
know,
it on the way home.
an R&B artist. Well, she's got a different type of vibe, man. I love
Nice
her vibe.
mix, yeah.
But in her lyrics of The Weeknd, she says, "You're like a 9 to 5, I'm the weekend. Make him lose his mind every weekend. You take Wednesday, Thursday, then just send him my way. Think I got it covered for the weekend." Now, I love that song. When I tell you that song is my favourite song on the album, but
The lyrics.
do I promote side chickism? I feel like it needs a name.
It's created a
Ism.
word.
No, I don't. But do I jam to the song? Yes, I do. It's the same way where, you know, like they were talking about like the hoes and the clubs, and all the girls be like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And then like outside they're like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like you were just
innit?
bumping and grinding to
Conflict.
that song.
Yeah.
That's literally kind of how I feel.
I love it.
And then the other one was, what's it? Would you stay with your partner if they cheated? I have said from day one, if a guy ever cheats on me, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be noisy about it. I'm not gonna be loud about it. I'm not gonna go shout in that girl's face. She ain't my problem. You do you, boo. For me, I'm gonna pack up all my stuff when you're out. I'm taking my pitney and I'm gone. And I'm rolling out, and you will not see me ever again.
Okay, wait, just to
Ever
stop you
again?
there.
Ever again.
So what about the child?
Sorry? Did you mess up?
No,
that's not fair.
he messed up. No, he messed up your relationship. But
He
no,
messed up
not
the
as a
family.
father.
He messed up the family unit.
I can't.
Okay, but
The
wait.
family unit.
Are we talking an affair or a one-off? So if you found he had a
Okay.
one-off, a mistake,
Are
he lost his mother.
Are you guys saying there's a difference between an affair
Ola's
and a
saying
regular?
that, not me.
I'm just asking you, like, say he's just had a one-off, someone in his family's died,
What's
his
he
mum's
gonna say
died,
to
he's
me?
been depressed.
Oh, babe, like it was just a co-work and it was just one time. One time, get left.
He slipped-
One time, gone.
No,
Sorry,
he slipped
roll
into
out.
minor depression. He didn't want to tell you to stress you out and the kids. Carol was,
Wait,
Mary
we're
was
bringing
hanging out.
mental health into this?
Mary was hanging out. She bought him shepherd's pie. Had a
Shepherd's
couple
pie.
shots, you know,
Wow.
prosecco, and
Just
then one
after
thing
work.
led to another, and it just happened. He hated it. They've stopped speaking. You know it hasn't happened. He was gonna tell you. You're telling me you're gonna leave and keep his child away from him.
I don't agree with the child element.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Because, literally, I think men get away with cheating too much because there's always an excuse. You guys always manage to find an excuse. Stop excusing it. It's the same way with Gatlin and the drugs. You
But
knew,
no.
bruv. You knew it was
But this
wrong.
is what I mean.
You
Men
knew
don't
it
get
was
away
wrong.
with it because they get caught. But I do. Okay, I do kind of get you. It's just-
Superdrug did a survey on that one. So in terms, they did a survey on 2,000 people, and in terms of actually getting caught, 10% of females got caught, and only 16% of men got caught. So it's not actually that big.
Still a gap.
Wait, so who got caught more?
So
Men,
Men got caught more.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're happy about that one.
So you look at her face.
Listen,
But yeah, no, I mean, to a certain, absolutely agree on. Fair enough that if a woman finds out her man cheating or vice versa, that they leave. But I think it's a bit much to kind of take away the father from that child, because then you're
That's
just
your own
destroying.
beef,
Yeah,
innit?
you're
That's
just,
right.
yeah, like
Yeah.
keep
Deal
that
with it,
between you and
adults.
him.
Don't
And,
ruin the child's life.
yeah.
Okay, so I hear it. Yeah, children need their fathers. Children need that good role model in their
They
life.
do.
Are you a good role model? Can you defend yourself as a good role model? Because
You
there
could
are
pass.
some
people
women
understand.
who will say, "Oh, he's a good father, but he's not a good man."
Yeah. I think that should be the case in your situation.
If you're a
that's
good man,
yeah.
you'll be a good father. If you're not a good man,
But from that
how
mistake,
can
they
you
could
be a good
teach.
father?
They could teach their child. They could be like,
Don't
"Look, son,
make
look,
them
daughter,
Listen,
work out.
I
son,
lost."
Look
I
at the
cheated
damage
on
I've done.
your mom like 100 times. So many different
Not to
women.
that-
It was so sweet, but you know, I'm a good father. Like I'm a good
He's
dad.
he's not necessarily saying that he's
I'ma
a good
be
father.
like-
He's not saying he's a good father. He's just there for his child.
Yeah, and he's saying
He's
I made a
building that
mistake.
bond.
To
Yeah.
be there for your child,
Yeah.
that is partly being there for your woman. And if you can't be there for your
You
You
woman,
got to separate it at a certain extent.
How
Because
can that be
even like,
separated?
all right, if you end the relationship with your man, and it ends badly,
yeah.
what are you saying? Are you gonna still be like, nah, you can't cheat because the way you treated me? So if he just neglected you and he just slowly distanced himself away from you, was acting a bit odd, and you just had a blowout, and he's like, I can't do this anymore, walks out the door.
Okay. When it comes to walking out, especially the way how I would do it, it's got to come to such an extent that there's no going back.
There's no
If
avoidance.
it's like a little tiff, like
No, he's gone. He's had it.
he's had
He's
it.
had it. He's saying,
Yeah.
I'm gone, but he still wants to see his kids.
Why is he leaving? Because I
So,
cheated.
no, there's no cheating.
Oh,
Relationship
he
is
just-
broken down. Maybe what just falling out of love.
Oh no. Because then you got to take that aside, because that's not people. That's not you hurting me. That's physically it's a relationship breakdown. For you to cheat, and this is why I have a problem with cheating. If you feel like there is a relationship breakdown, that's fine. Turn around, say that. Don't hurt me. In a way that like I'm literally scarred now, because
But is he
now
still not
when I
hurting
move
you?
on to that relationship, another relationship, I'm always going to be thinking, okay, he's saying that he's fine, but okay, he was supposed to be back at 8 and he's actually coming back in at 10.
Yeah,
Do you
but is he
understand?
still not hurting you even if he leaves or just falling out of love with you?
No, falling out of love, because
That would still hurt. That would hurt me.
there's kind of this thing like in my mind that, because obviously there are a lot of people that believe that you can't be in love with the same person forever. Like people are just supposed to come in and out of your life, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So if your partner or your husband or your wife turns to you and it's just like, you know what, I really can't do this anymore. There was even a song and I can't remember it, but basically he was saying like, there's no reason, I'm not cheating, like I care about you, I care about the kid, but I just don't feel love for you in the same way. It's gonna hurt, but babe, walk, because I would rather you walk than stay and hurt me.
And if he walks, can he still see the child?
Oh yeah. If he cheats on me.
Mm-mm-mm.
Really? Okay.
Don't cheat on Trinity.
But guys, it's not just us. Get involved by texting or calling 07951 497 878. We've got a message coming in from Tyree. Women cheat more.
No, read it out. Go on.
Okay, right. So women cheat more, and it's because they are simply better at it than boys are. Women go out. A woman can go out and do her thing, come home, still put dinner on the table, and give her man a little something special. Men could just about keep it long enough with the side piece, let alone giving the wifey love and affection too. Plus, men can't keep quiet when they cheat. As much as they tell the side chick don't say anything, they're going around telling the boys, fronting in McDonald's. Men want everyone to know they're good enough to have more than one woman. So he's saying women cheat more, they're better at it.
Yeah.
Guys are too vocal about it, even when they're trying to be hush hush.
Yeah.
That's why women get away with it and men don't.
I think there's different levels as well, though. I think like
On the line with us, we have Muslima Maya, who is an integrative counsellor that has supported adults, children and couples for over 10 years. Her vast experience includes relationship issues, low self-esteem and sexual identity. She also offers her services in Bengali, Hindu and Urdu. You can find out more information of her services of New Leaf Counselling at NL_counselling on Twitter. So, Muslima, can you hear us?
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Fantastic. So we've been going in now to cheating and infidelity in relationships. We basically asked our listeners, would they stay with a partner if they cheated, and do women cheat more than men? So obviously the last one is got very intense. Do you, as someone who works with couples, does it come across that women cheat more?
I would probably say not necessarily. According to statistics, it's about 24% of male and female, so it's on an equal level. So, working with couples, I haven't noticed that one specific gender tends to cheat more than the other. I think it just tends to come down to a breakdown of so many factors rather than just cheating.
Well, we did have a comment just before you came on, and he was basically saying that women are better cheaters because they're able to continue playing out the wife role of making dinner and satisfying their husband while still having that affair. Do you find that's the case?
Not necessarily. I think, when it comes to affairs, there's so many different complexities to it. So it can't, it's not just about, women are good at hiding affairs or men are good at hiding affairs. I think it comes down to a personality thing, where, it's an individual's insecurities, an individual's learnt behaviours that they've learnt from their childhood. According to studies as well, it states that regardless of if you're a man or a woman, having an affair and being in an unhealthy relationship is often life scripts that we kind of repeat. So it may be that we've that's been reinforced into us from our early childhood. And the reason why a lot of people cheat, according to a lot of my clients, is because the lack of the disconnection in a relationship between two people. So I don't think necessarily it's a gender thing. I think it's more of a personality and an individual thing.
I'm actually kind of glad that you said about how it's sort of, in a way, learned behaviour from childhood. Because we was just talking about how I personally cannot say that I would stay with my partner if he cheated, especially if I had children, because that's going to influence the child. I don't want him saying that he's a good father, even though he's not good to me. However, the boys with me, Anton and Ola, would disagree. They say that the child should still very much be involved with the father, and that is just a mistake, and that mistakes can be forgiven and made up.
And I think, what you really have to look about when somebody has an affair is the reasons why they've had the affair, and kind of take ownership from a female perspective and a male perspective as well. Why has your relationship been unhealthy? Has there been, what are the reasons? Sometimes they say that the 4 common scripts that we kind of tend to kind of repeat is because there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, lack of engagement between each other, false closeness, lack of intimacy, etc. So I think it's about, one person can go and have an affair, but it's really kind of reflecting, taking a step back and reflecting, okay, well, how was the relationship before, and what led that person to go and actually cheat? Was it, their upbringing, their abusive environment, the fact that they've got commitment issues, their coping mechanisms, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex addiction, insecurities. So there's so many complexities to it,
Yeah. I really like that. That's really amazing. Actually, you mentioned the point about sort of maintaining connections to sort of prevent people from cheating. How would you say the best way to go about maintaining connections?
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, is that any better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah. You sort of mentioned earlier maintaining connections to sort of prevent that cheating. What would you say the best way to maintain a connection is in a relationship to prevent someone from cheating? I think
it's just about going back to basics more than anything. Every relationship has 4 stages, So, the first stage, when you meet somebody, you're completely inseparable from each other, where it's the honeymoon phase. You can't keep your hands off each other. You kind of everything's, you almost feel like a teenager, where you're mirroring each other's behavior. Then it goes back into the reality phase, where, struggles and conflict come to the attention of the relationship, where you wish that you can go back to the honeymoon phase, and then you start kind of resenting each other. Well, you used to do this when we first got together, and you used to compliment me, and we used to go on date nights. And then this need on an individual level, then this need of protection, this survival instinct automatically kicks in. There's so many different phases that a relationship goes into, but I think it's just about thinking about, what brought you together when you first got to each other.
Yeah.
It's about communicating. It's about having a healthy physical, intimate relationship. It's about being open and honest, and just simply going back to basics, and making time for each other, learning how to talk about sex. And majority of the time, a lot of relationships, they just become passive because they think they have to have sex, or they can't refuse to say that they don't want to have sex, or they don't like something, or they feel the need to fake it. So it's going, it's about pure and simple, just communicating and being honest and open with each other.
Yeah, yeah, perfect, thank you.
But do you think there's ever, do you feel like sometimes when you're listening to these people that it's an excuse, like they're just making something up to justify their actions? Do you feel like everybody has a legit reason for cheating on their relationship?
I think every situation and every relationship is different, when you talk about cheating, you've got to look at the individual's personal issues. Yeah, so on a personal level, a person's insecurities, their learned behaviors, their attachment issues, or their need the need to be accepted and loved, or how their being and their behavior is informed by their history. And then if you look at the relationship issues, then as a couple, then, the conflict, how many relationships can you think of from the top of your head that they're constantly arguing about money, housework, sex, etc.? All these little things chip away at a relationship that kind of lead certain people to cheating, or just lead people into almost disconnecting. And I would say the main reason for a lot of people having an affair and cheating is because the disconnection of two people.
Okay, so do you feel like earlier we had another counsellor, and she was saying that in terms of financial issues, sometimes that having an external person, someone who's not necessarily involved, it's not a family member, it's not a friend, is the best way to go forth to resolve these issues. Do you feel like cheating is an issue that can be resolved even with an external person, or is it no-go?
I think it's an individual thing. It all depends on how you feel about it as an individual. Is it something that you can let go? And having the courage to actually be true to yourself and be like, right, this is something that I can work through, let go. Or is it something that you're going to keep living in the past, keep bringing up to the present, and resent that person for? So I think some people can move on from it and become, stronger and move on. And some people, they can't. They simply just can't come back. There's no return from it. So it all very much, I would say, from my personal experience, it depends on personalities, relationship coping mechanisms, and your own reinforcements of what a relationship is. Because what one person defines love as might be different to what the other person defines love as. So it's about accepting love and difference as well, 100%.
Well, thank you very much, Muslima, for talking to us on the show. We're going to say
problem.
Bye
Thank
now.
you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Ooh, these counsellors, man, they be giving you the real, man.
It's fire point.
So we had a comment coming in, and this is from Angel. I don't actually know if that's a guy or a girl, but Angel. In reality, guys cheat more. Okay, maybe it's a girl. In reality, guys cheat more because they physically can. There is no stigma stigma about them being hoes or loose. Even when a guy has a girlfriend or a wife, they may still be like, yeah, I'm on that. That being said, women cheat less, but when they do it, it's usually worse. My friend cheated on her boyfriend of 2 years on the night he proposed.
Oh, wow.
He proposed. Whoa. Men are loose, but women are ruthless.
Oh my word.
Damn.
Savage.
Wait, but did it happen
did she
before?
say yes?
Did it happen before he proposed, or did it happen after? Like, did she come out of the room and was like, good, like he got down on one knee and it's like, oh, yeah? Like, do you understand? How did that happen, man?
That sounds like a TV show. That's madness.
That's legit.
Love and hip hop.
Got another text coming in. Men and women are not supposed to be monogamous. That's the issue. Society should adopt open relationships. Okay, so there are societies like, I believe it's the Mormons, who they do that whole sister wives thing.
I don't know how I feel about that.
The thing is, right, why is it sister, why is it not husband brothers? Do you understand? Brother husbands. Why can I not be with 5 men, but it's okay for a man to be with 5 women?
Yeah.
So even in that alternative society, it's still in the male's favour. But actually, I remember doing sociology. This was back in the day in school times. Sociology. There was this tribal. I think they was in like in indigenous New Zealand, and they basically, the women are allowed to have up to 3 husbands, and usually what it is their brothers.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring indeed, but it's essentially it's basically down to like the family thing, in the sense of that girl usually comes from money, so she can support all the boys. So say like she's got all the land, and then she needs the boys to farm it.
There are tribes out there that I heard of one where there's like 5 men that will actually have sex with a female, and each one of them will have a part in terms of the child's life. So like one will be known as the father of life, the other one will be a father of love or something like that. So I guess in terms of the way that are we other sort of generation or sort of types that stay in relationships? I don't know.
I feel like that's too involved. I mean, I get men
cultures.
and women aren't supposed to be in monogamous relationships.
I think evolutionary,
the thing is, before it was on that basis of we need to do this to survive. There's not going to be many of us if we don't survive. Do you understand? But now that isn't the case. That really isn't the case. Got another caller. Hello, can you hear us? Hi. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. Just quickly, what's your name for us?
Ryan.
Ryan, hi. Okay, so
hi.
We've been speaking on cheating in relationships. We had a counsellor just on, and she was basically saying that every individual relationship needs to be looked at differently, that you shouldn't take it as one all. That it isn't necessarily that women cheat more or men cheat more. It's all based on an individual relationship, and if you are in problems, that seeking external help is probably the best way forward. So what do you think about cheating?
I think cheating is equal, basically, because like women's and men's, they both cheat, and yeah.
So you think it's the same grounds? No, women don't cheat more. Do you think women are more bold about cheating? That they're more ruthless about how they do it?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
What would you do?
I think so.
What would you do if you got cheated on, Ryan?
Well, I've got cheated on so many times. Actually, my ex broke up with me 2 days ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Pardon?
I said sorry to hear about that.
That's really sad.
She wasn't worth it anyway. I'm just going to say that there.
Thank you.
She broke up with you. She was cheating on you, and she broke up with you.
Basically, she cheated on me with my best friend, and
How did you
it
find
didn't
out?
really go well, to be honest. So, yeah.
How did you find out?
When I found out she broke up with me.
How did you find out?
Because one of my friends told me.
Oh,
So
mate.
somebody else in your group had to tell you that your boy is messing up, literally with
Yeah.
your girl.
That is the worst.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
I assume you and him are no longer
yeah,
friends,
you
or
still
what's...
friends?
Well, not really. We don't talk anymore, so.
Would you ever forgive them? Would you ever go back to her if she asked?
I would forgive them, but I wouldn't take my exes back.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Because if they're gonna cheat in the first place, they're gonna cheat a second time again.
Yeah, I'm with you there, mate. That's a good point.
What's that saying? A leopard never changes spots. The
Yeah.
cheat is always
Yeah,
a cheater.
cheat is always a cheat.
In sort of past instances,
Yeah, basically.
how have you sort of been, so the other ex-girlfriends, how did you sort of deal with the cheating? Did you take time out, or, how did you overcome that?
Well, not really. It happened on the phone because she just wanted to talk to me on the phone, so not really.
So these girls really are ruthless then. I mean, they're the ones that are doing you wrong. They're the ones that are breaking up with you, and then they did it over the phone.
Well, we can't just say but like I think it's equal, to be honest, because boys cheat still, like.
Yeah, but have you ever cheated? Have you cheated? No.
Well, not really, but I have friends that they did, so.
Not
really you cheated. That sounds like it was a iffy moment. Do you feel like you could cheat on an emotional level? So not physical, but like maybe you speak to that person more, or you have inside jokes with that person. Do you feel like that's cheating?
Well, yeah, but I don't think if it's cheating, but they think it's cheating. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking with us, and keep listening
It's
to the
alright,
show. Bye.
Thanks, Ryan. Look after yourself.
Alright,
Cheers,
thank
mate.
you.
You'll be alright. So wait, on that, Trinity, do you sort of see emotional cheating as worse? So like, if you find out he was, I don't know, texting a girl about her day or whatever, is that worse than doing the actual?
Do I see it as
Mad fantastic.
worse? No, the physical element will always be worse in my eyes. Do I see it as cheating? It depends on the extent.
Yeah.
Because there are some guys. Okay, so say for instance, Miss Salima, the counsellor that we had on before, she was talking about how there's reasons of feeling like maybe neglect or like lack of intimacy. Yeah. If you're turning around to Sophie and you're like, oh, my girl, like my woman, she really doesn't talk to me anymore. I just feel really distant from her. And then Sophie's like, oh, it's okay, babe. Like, come and see me. We can just talk about it. We can just meet up. We can just get a coffee or get a drink or something. Boy, you're pushing it. Yeah.
I think over time, in terms of relationships, there's almost like a negative tone associated to those sort of conversations. So you're like, babes, I've got this going on. She might be like, I've heard this before. Yeah. So someone else is going to show you a bit more attention. So whoever you're speaking to, that new person, they'll be like, oh, no, you're great. You're fantastic. You got this. They're going to be a bit more engaging.
But are they right in doing that?
They're not. I think emotional cheating is probably the worst one out of them all. So
it's like more scarring.
Yeah, because look, let's say for instance, I'm in a relationship. I go away. I meet with one girl. I do the boom bang. That's one time. There was no connection from that. It was just literally a sexual physical
act. Yeah.
Whereas if I'm speaking to this person for 3 months, 6 months, and I'm sharing details about myself, my relationship, and I'm not actually having this conversation with my partner, I think that's an issue. I think that is more scarring. So if that was to happen to me, I'll be upset because I'll be like, why couldn't you talk to me? Why? Yeah, why didn't you let me know before?
Well, there is always this argument that when women cheat, it's emotional. And when guys cheat, it's physical. Yeah. So I suppose for you, saying that the emotional side is more scarring does make sense, because that seems to be why women cheat. Like, it's an emotional thing. The physical thing, though, okay, this is why it's emotional is bad, but physically, you went out of your way to hurt me. You physically met up with somebody knowing you was going to hurt me.
But isn't
you
it the
did
same
the deed
emotionally?
knowing you was going to hurt me. No, because sometimes, and I'm not justifying it, believe me, I'm not justifying it, but sometimes you do sort of slip into that conversation. So if Sophie's like, oh, why don't you tell me about that, Jason? Why don't we talk about that over the phone? Why don't you come over for drinks? And you're like, do you know what, my girl, man, she's just getting on my nerves. I just don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm going to go. Yeah. And then Sophie tries something on you and you're like, whoa, how did we get here? Yeah. Do you know, sometimes, again, not justifying it, but sometimes that situation does come up. So that's why I feel like emotionally, if you continue the act from an emotional level to a physical level, that's beyond
that could potentially build into a relationship. You do realise that? Yeah, no, that's why I see it as worse.
Yeah. But this is why, another thing. If you start your relationship, and guys, I want to hear from you. Like, if you start the relationship, based on the fact of the lack of emotion or whatever, or problems on another relationship, how it starts is how it will end.
Yeah.
So
Problem never go away.
yeah, so if you're happy to be supporting somebody else's man through an emotional time in their relationship, best believe another woman is going to come along, or another man is going to come along and treat them the exact same way. I feel like, personally, and as well, why would you even want that? That's damaged goods.
Yeah.
Why would you want that?
Cat D.
But let us know at 07951 497 878. We've literally got 5 minutes left of the
Dun,
show.
dun, dun. Oh,
my
no.
god, this is crazy. But we've got another message coming in. It says, these days you can only pray for a good relationship because there is no such thing as a perfect one. Do you believe in perfect relationships?
Perfect relationship, no. But I think like you have to take the aspect of just growing together, learning together, because like we're both navigating the world. We're both learning about ourselves, about a relationship, and how to be the best person in a relationship. So you'll never get perfection. You're asking something that's really big to be like, I'm perfect, therefore I'm going to meet a perfect person. In reality, I don't
as
think
well,
that's
do you kind of feel like perfection is to a certain extent subjective? So what might be perfect to you might not be perfect to me.
Precisely.
If perfect for you is your girl's making money and she's got a big bum, but for somebody else it's that she cares for me, she looks after me emotionally, she can cook a nice meal. Do you understand?
It's individual preference. I think there's no such thing as perfection.
You kind of have to, in a way, create your own perfect. Like there's this
remove perfect from your vocabulary.
Okay, remove perfect, but some
strive for the best.
I believe is it a Bible quote where it's basically like make that woman your wife or something like. So basically, you train that woman to be. Yeah, no, train isn't the word, but that's not the word it uses. But I think it's saying essentially that you train the woman to be the good wife that you want her to be.
In the same way you train yourself, or she train you to be the good.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't say about you training your. Okay, you're adding that.
Yeah.
All right,
Quality.
Could you train your relationship to be the way you want it to be, or do you have to accept it as is?
No, because then that's the whole reason why you're in a relationship. Well, hopefully, like for me, getting into a relationship, we start at a certain point and then we move on.
Yeah,
we keep on going. We build it.
Build and mold. Build and mold.
Oh God. We got messages coming in.
Yeah, I got one from Benjamin.
So we got one from Benjamin. He says, control your own emotions or somebody will do it for you.
Whoa.
That sounds a bit like a threat.
Yeah.
Don't be weak. Don't allow people to mold you. Yeah, I like that.
We've got another one. Perfect relationships can work only from the basis of the relationship, love, trust, and honesty.
In your eyes, you'll see it as perfection. Okay.
That's a cute one to have. We've got another one, and it says, I cheated on my ex-girl almost the whole time we were together.
Sorry, bro. You shouldn't have done that.
I don't really have a reason. I just enjoy sex. But eventually she found
ready for
out
a relationship.
And she broke up with me. At first I didn't feel anything until a few weeks later she texted me how I'd made her feel. One of the things she said was that I made her feel like damaged goods. Oh, we spoke about that. And that just really stuck with me. I never wanted to hurt her. In my eyes, it was just fun.
See, that fun business, you're bringing the STI into your own home. Like, that's madness as well.
Ah!
I'm taking it to another level, but like, yeah.
Well, the HIV pill was out there, so.
That's a prevention. Certain people.
I think the best thing in his situation is to stay single, have your fun, but don't drag anyone else into it. And like you said, don't kind of put anyone's health at risk.
Some people, like the guys, I think they love the
females.
illusion. Okay, people love the illusion of being in a relationship, but they know actually that's not where they want to be. So it's wrong to drag it out.
Yeah.
But do you think that you can maybe change? So like halfway through, you're like, okay, I'm kind of done messing with all these people. She doesn't know about it. I'm just gonna go on as is. Like I'm just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. I'm all about that person
just
now.
Being honest.
I think it's all about opportunities though. Like I feel like because it might have gone dry for a brief time. They're like, yeah, I'm ready now. I'm ready for a serious relationship. And then something new comes along. They might be they might be interested in it once again. I don't think it goes away.
Got one from Candice. She says men are trash, so of course they cheat more. Enough said. Conversation done.
Come on, Candice. No need for that.
Hey,
you ain't found the right guy.
Up there. that whole hashtag men are trash thing. That's real.
That is real.
That is real.
Even on Saturday at Shout Out, they were just like men are trash, and me and Ola just looking at each other like, yo,
a lot of aggression behind. A lot.
It's so
bad experiences.
But it is coming literally to the end of the show.
Oh, no.
Last 30 seconds. Quickly though, Pulse 88 are searching for voiceover artists, so get involved with pulse88.co.uk for the exciting opportunity. Guys,
Awesome.
do you feel good?
Feel
Feel amazing. Thank you for having us. It was a great
Thank
opportunity.
you so much for coming down. It was lovely
Yeah,
speaking
definitely.
with you guys. I mean, for those of you that don't know, real quickly, this is kind of the second time we've ever met, and
Yeah.
it went really well.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we first met like 3 days ago.
3 days ago. And now the bromance has extended. But thank you very much, guys, for listening. We'll be back with Alexis next week on The Real Deal Show.
Pulse88.co.uk.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Pulse 88 Radio.
This is Fabulous, and you're chilling with my man, DJ.